Hi, how you doing? Justin here. Welcome to the new transcribing course. In this first little intro video, I thought I'd explain a bit about what the course is, what transcribing is, who it's pitched at, and how we're going to kind of run through the course, the different things that you might need and that sort of thing. So first of all, what is transcribing, or what are we doing in this course? So transcribing is the ability to work out sounds, find them on the guitar, and write down what it is they are. So we're mainly going to be looking at lead guitar here because most people find it easier to work out one note at a time. Chords having multiple notes can be a little bit more tricky. For some people not, you know. For me actually I found chords not too bad, but most people find single lines better. So we're going to be doing single lines first, and then after this course is finished we're going to move on and do a whole different course on working out chords and rhythm guitar. Though we might cover a little bit of two-note stuff as part of this course. So really who it's pitched at is someone in the intermediate kind of stage. This is not really a beginner's course. For beginners, I've got that just use sound to improve now kind of thing going on as part of the beginner's course, which is just about recognizing basic notes. Really, you need to be kind of competent with at least position 1 of the minor pentatonic scale and of the major scale as well, pattern 1 of the major scale. Without those two things and probably a little bit of being able to do string bending and stuff, this course is going to be pretty difficult. So that's kind of who it's pitched at. Don't be in a hurry and feel like you have to get here. You know, those skills that you learn in the beginners and intermediate courses, they're really important, you know, and although transcribing I think is probably the most important skill that a musician can have. It's something that you have to kind of do at the right time. Otherwise, you're just going to be kind of fighting an uphill battle the whole way, feel frustrated and probably give up. And while I'm on that, really important thing that you realize here is that transcribing is not easy. This is not one of those little things where I'm just going to go, here you go, here, do this, and it's going to be a piece of cake. It is going to be difficult. Even the most simple exercises, most people are going to find at least a little tricky. It's kind of part of the ritual of becoming a proper guitar player. This, you know, it is frustrating, and I've felt frustrated many times over the years not being able to work stuff out. But the value that you get in this course is incredible. You know, the ability to hear a sound, have that sound in your head, then find it on the guitar and then write it down. Right, that's the process. And after you've done that a whole bunch of times, you can remove that external thing and just find the sounds in your own head or your heart or wherever it is that sounds come from inside us, and then express them through the instrument. And to me, that's kind of the point of playing guitar, you know. So it's a pretty big deal, the learning to transcribe. It's mainly going to be a website thing, so I am going to have video lessons for most of the lessons in this course, but not all of them. So my best advice would be to use the website for this course rather than relying on the YouTube thing, just because transcribing is an audio thing, and the way the course is going to run is that you're going to download a PDF file, which will be a kind of a blank template for what you're going to transcribe, and it'll have kind of rhythms written up above, and you have to fill in the tab underneath, lining up with the rhythm written above. It'll be really obvious when you try and do it. It's difficult to explain in this way. So as you're going through and transcribing, you'll hear the note and you pause the recording and you figure out what it is and you go, oh, write it there, and then you look down under the note and write in the tab what the note is. We're going to start pretty simple, so you know, and gradually get it harder through the course. So after you've done that and you've got your finished tab, then you would go to the forum, find the worksheet the answer sheet, and then check what you've done and try and figure out where you went wrong if you did, and you know. That's the kind of the general thing. Once you've finished that, if you want some more work on it, I've got some plus packs available. So for each lesson, once you've done the 4 or 5 tracks that I've given you for free, if you want some extra stuff, you can buy a little pack which has got some extra exercises to transcribe. That's kind of the run through. It'll work for acoustic and electric guitar, but of course string bending and stuff really is better done on electric guitar. So I would suggest if you got a choice, I'd do it on an electric guitar. That would be my first call. You can do it unamplified. Amplified doesn't really matter. I do 90% of my transcribing I do unamplified. I just playing the guitar electric guitar acoustically and playing along that way. But sometimes it can be helpful to try and get your sound the same as the sound you're recording, but not always. Really important, I'm just going to stress it one more time and then we're going to get into the course proper, that it's going to be a little bit difficult and you have to just kind of toughen up here and go, right, I might not feel like I've got anywhere, but you can guarantee that you have. That half an hour that you spend when you first start and you got like 3 notes done and you're like, oh my God, I just spent half an hour and only did 3 notes. I'm hopeless. I must be the most terrible musician that ever walked the face of the planet. I should give up. Right? That feeling most people have. And you just have to get through it and realize that maybe in that first half an hour you only got 3 notes, but the second half an hour that you try and do it, you'll probably get 7 notes. And maybe the next half an hour you get 10 notes. And the next one you might get 11 and you feel like, oh, I'm not making any progress again. You just have to toughen up, get your head down and just do this stuff. The reward is great. You know, being able to transcribe is a really, really amazing skill, and it's one that I really think is being lost a little bit in the current generation that have got a kind of an easy life with the tab and stuff. You know, when I started transcribing, it was with a record player. Right? Vinyl records, trying to put the needle down at kind of roughly the right point, waiting for the lick to come along that you're trying to work out and lifting it up. You know, it was a real hassle. Man, when cassette tape came along, it was like, wow, this is the best thing ever, you know. Then CDs came along and that was even more amazing. And then we had, you know, finally transcription software, which we're going to talk about in a future lesson. So it's a wonderful, wonderful skill, and you guys that have got access to internet lessons, you know, video lessons and as many tabs as you could possibly ask for, have got this amazing resource, but you can't forget about these little, using your ears and learning to transcribe the old school way, you know. That's how all of the great guitar players that we all love learn to play guitar, was through transcribing. Not necessarily writing it down, right? The writing it down part I think is a really useful thing, but the working out stuff by ear, that's where it's at, you know. Very, very few of the great guitar players say that they didn't transcribe, you know. Very, very few. Nearly all of them did. So, okay, I think that's enough for this little intro, enough ranting from me. So join me for the next lesson where we're going to talk about the essential skills and the process for transcribing. See you soon.